sucking up there so far. Unfortunately. I think we're live. Are we live?
I think so.
I think so.
Now you know I'm fucking muted until I did that.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OverDose Vapes. I know it's been really confusing. Some people probably aren't here yet. Your camera's out of focus, Panda.
I know.
I told you to turn the...
I did turn it off.
Don't turn the autofocus off. Turn the auto find my face off. You might want to turn autofocus back on.
Yeah, I probably trying to put it on.
You have find my follow my face.
It's never did this before.
So as you can see, this is a pretty good example. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. This is like a real last minute thing. Is that normally Nikki, as you guys know, Nicole, she normally would upload the stream for me, but she's missing in action. So I sent Life a message, and he was happy enough to, or good enough. I don't know how happy he is about it. He was good enough to come and fucking help us upload the stream at the last minute. So everything's very last minute. So yeah, and I've had like several different streams open, and yeah, it's been a nightmare. It's been a mess. It's been a big mess.
Yeah, why not, man? What else am I gonna do at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night before I go to work?
Oh, I'm with you. I am with you. Oh yeah, so I had the wrong chat open. Okay, so there are people here. Thank God.
Yeah, there's people here. Gizzard with his new logo. Look at that fancy shit.
I love the new logo. Gizzard's new logo is fucking awesome. I will say that.
I don't love it.
Of course you don't. You missed the rooster?
Yep.
I think really it needs some googly eyes on it, and every time the chat pops up, they go.
That would be fucking awesome.
That would be Gizzard.
Yeah, that would definitely be Gizzard.
I just hate it when people change their logo because I'm so used to looking. Because I look at the avatar, I recognize that before I'll recognize the name.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I want to say hello to everybody in chat. We got All Day Vape, that white guy, Kenny B, Gizzard Stew, Church, my man. What's happening, brother? Chevy Man, Vape Clouds, John Mueller. All the Mad Dog Vapes. Man, Mad Dog, I've seen some shit on your Instagram lately. It has really made me rethink humanity. So thank you for that. Juan Castillo, what's up, brother? Yeah, all the people who matter. Smoke 42 Vape, what's up? Train Sonic.
All the people that matter.
Hey, you know what's really cool? This is a new feature on YouTube. Is that when somebody's replaying this stream, from now on, they'll be able to see the live chat. Which is fucking awesome.
If you enable it, you got to enable it.
No, you have to enable it to not have it on. That's what they said in the thing.
Oh, well, I didn't even touch mine, and it hasn't put it on there yet.
Exactly. Same thing with my Friday stream.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that it's on there, because God, that makes such a huge difference. And
I think what we have to do is watch some YouTube videos to find out how to use the YouTube.
How to use YouTube?
Yeah.
Are you going to rejoin us anytime, my love?
She's got the true non-autofocus on right now.
Yeah, it's really not focusing.
I'm coming.
There you are. Oh, how pretty.
I had to, I was signed in as you.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, we need a little femininity. All these bearded, muscular men.
Yeah, I shaved it.
Thank God. She was starting to give me a rash. She was starting to give me a rash on my my lips when she was kissing me from all that beard.
Gosh, yeah.
Get in there.
That's what happens when you have a Puerto Rican woman. Very hairy.
Well, Yeti, I got something I haven't had today. Went to the pool with the son, and a guy told me he had beard envy. It's working out. It's working out.
It's looking nice. Yeah, it's growing in there.
Yep.
So there's a few things I actually wrote down an agenda for tonight's show, which is very rare. I'm usually pretty lazy about Sunday's show, but I got a whole bunch of shit to talk about.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start taking this more seriously. Me and Panda were talking about it. I'm gonna take it more seriously, and I'm gonna start having a guest on. I think when we're not totally up against the wall like this, we'll start having guests on, like one a week or something. There's some people that I want to bring on, but there's okay. So I want to start with I want to announce something. Panda bought me a fucking Comp Life mod, which I'm really fucking excited about. It was on sale. It's just a what do you call it? The McLovin. It's the one with the little hearts.
The hearts.
Yeah, which is awesome. I don't mind. Comp Life is Comp Life to me, and it was only $99. So
wow.
Well, it was $99.99.
She fucking knows because she paid for it. So. $99.99. And here's the crazy thing about Comp Life: if I want the matching top cap and the battle deck, just the top cap that's got the heart in it for the airflow hole is $89.99. As much as the mod for a fucking top cap. And then you want the deck, the 2-post battle deck, that's another $99.
Yep.
For a fucking deck with no top cap.
Yep.
But I'm going to buy it because you got to have the whole fucking thing, man. What's the point of having it if you don't have the whole fucking thing? So, and, I saved money on the mod, so by having my girlfriend buy it for me.
There you go.
So I'm really excited about that. And then I was thinking about like high-end mods and how excited I am to get this mod. And then I remembered that I have a really high-end mod that I don't get to use anymore. This continuous current Manhattan V2. And the 510 threading on the top is totally stripped from having RDAs on there and then pulling the top caps off over like thousands of times. It stripped these 510 out. So what I want to ask is if there's anybody that you guys know of or if there's anybody in the chat that could fucking replace that. That could fix this mod.
Yeah, you could take it to a metal shop. They could probably retap. Well, what they'll do is they'll probably fill it with weld and then retap it.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking just taking it to like a machine shop and.
Is it aluminum?
It's aluminum, yeah.
Aluminum would probably be easier.
Well, I don't know what the actual 510 is. The mod itself is aluminum, but this I have no idea. This 510 is of a different material. It looks like.
Well, I would take it to a machinist. They would be able to tell all that, and they could tell you if they could do it or not.
Yeah. It's just such a nice mod, and it's a rare mod, and these things they don't make these anymore, and so
is it so stripped that the RDA will just slide in and out like that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you. It's fucked. It's totally fucked,
okay.
And I don't know when it happened, man, because it happened when we moved. Because it's just
okay. I was gonna say
everyone's frozen, and I don't hear anything.
If there's any
hear everything,
you could retap
and it shouldn't be frozen whatsoever.
I think she's frozen now. I think you're frozen. Yep, she's totally frozen.
Yep, she is.
You're frozen, babe.
Go ahead and screenshot that for future use.
There you go. You're good now.
It says my internet is unstable.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Maybe because my computer's on.
I'll turn it off. Okay.
Kenny B says that's exactly how they would do it. It would be no problem.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I'm gonna definitely have to do it then because it's just a shame. This is a good mod too, but this is such a fucking amazing mod for aluminum. Yeah. It is fucking. It's got magnetic switch. It hits like a fucking freight train. It's a continuous current Manhattan V2. It's just a classic mod,
Yeah.
Have them fill it in with silver. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I miss it. I just miss it because when I think of high-end mods, it's like this is like one of the only classic of that kind of like Comp Life, HDNE, continuous current, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like this is like what I think of, and I fucking can't use it. So
yeah.
So there is a machine shop here in town. I'll just have to take it to them and see what they can do.
Yeah, they could probably. I mean, unless they're busy, they could probably have it knocked out in no time.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, how much of a job is it really? If you have the tools to do it, it's probably just like nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A machine shop, they could. That's nothing. It's a quick fill and then a tap. They probably charge you $10 maybe.
And then it's just the threading is the threading. I mean, it's not like is it a specific threading? You think? No, it's just the 510 threading.
Well, it's just a regular 510 threading.
Yeah. It's too bad they don't have 810 threading yet. You know, we went from 510 drip tips to 810 drip tips.
You know,
That'd be a big fucking host.
I'm
It'd be sturdy though.
I'm wondering what the next innovation in vaping would be, and I'm wondering if it won't be a
810.
connection change. You know, like no, I mean like a different, just a totally different style.
No
like
way.
A different way. You know, like I don't know, like a socket and a plug or something.
That would be fucking awesome.
iPhone plug.
I mean, because sitting there, you know, twisting your RDA, that's kind of a pain in the ass. You know, I mean, it's not that big of a deal if you just turn it on, leave it on, and you never take your RDA off. But some people like me, you know, I'm constantly taking RDAs off.
And how many times does something get stuck? Like the pulse always gets stuck on fucking the top of things, and then you gotta use fucking pliers and shit. You know, it's just
They're gonna have like USB plugs, just plug it in.
or like a socket style. I mean, that would like where you just push a button, put it in, let go, connected. I don't know. That could be awesome.
Pod systems?
Kind of like a pod system, yeah. I just don't see it happening because everybody would have to adopt it as like the standard, and there's all your shit is instantly not compatible with everything that's come before it. So that's a tough sell. It's a really tough sell.
Yeah, because I mean that would like pretty much make everything before that obsolete. You know, if everything switched. You know.
Unless you had some kind of adapter you could put on, you could screw a 510 onto and just plug it. I mean, that could be the answer right there. I mean, it could, I guess, in that case, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because I think you get rid of threading and you also eliminate voltage drop by a little bit as well. So, depending on the materials that you're using for that little adapter. Hey, I think we're onto something.
There we go.
And Juan says, LOL, the world has become so lazy. We're fucking complaining about having to screw shit in.
Well, I'm not thinking about like for ease of use. I'm thinking for better conductivity. You know,
because it definitely would give you better conductivity if it's done correctly.
Yeah, but you know that would be like totally revamping the entire genre of vaping.
Yep.
Whoever came up with that would not be a popular person.
Not for a while, at least. Not for a while.
Yeah, not unless it was something like major, like a really, a very significant increase. Yeah, you wouldn't be a very liked person.
It would have to be a noticeable in your vaping. You'd have to be able to fucking notice it, and that's a tall order.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice going to a convention? You got your tube. And then you got all your addies set up for different style of vapes, like creams and custards, fruity, whatever. Maybe you have some just fresh cotton, and they're all on like a belt, where all you have to do is pop it into one socket, undo your mod, pop it into another, and you just flavor test all day long. Yeah.
Magnetic connections. Genocide said magnetic connections will be the next generation. If they can do it in a way that doesn't decrease, at the very least, doesn't decrease, or increase voltage drop. Because that's all I care about, because all I use is mech mods. And so just do not make it where I have a worse experience. And I'm in,
And the magnets have to be nice and low powered enough that it doesn't demagnetize our strip on our debit cards, so we can't buy stuff at the shop.
And but the problem with that is if they're not strong enough, then you're just having the problem of your atomizer constantly falling off.
Yeah,
and that's already, to me, I'm so fucking mad just thinking about it. I don't even want to can't even go there.
Check this out. Oh crap!
Look at Scott, you old bad dog, you. A 9-incher called Rambo. Yikes.
Does that take 2700s?
26 650s.
Stacked.
Old school, stacked. Oh, so there's another mod I want to get. We're talking about mods. I don't know if you remember this one, Yeti, in LIFA. I know me and Pan have been talking about it, but the old school OverDose mod. Remember the OverDose? 22 millimeter. It's made by the Indonesian company that's fucking overpriced on everything they make.
That's any of them.
Yeah, but this is like the real thing. Like they did so many mods. I looked it up like the other day. What the fuck was it called?
Indonesian, Filipino, Russian.
It might have been Filipino actually.
Last,
yeah, we did. It's the same company we looked up last time. Indonesian. They made the mod fucking. Oh my god, I can't fucking remember the name. God, I'm such a fucking old man. Oh, drives me crazy. It's. Oh my god, I had it right on the fucking tip of my tongue. Philippine mod.
I'm gonna say that vinegar is gonna get it.
MCM.
Yeah.
MCM made it. And so, anyways, we started looking for one because I just want a mod that says fucking OverDose on it. And there's a mod called the OverDose mod. Yeah. It's copper. It's really nice. I used to have a clone of it. Even the clone was really nice. But so they do have them available on like one site had them, $170. The only problem is that it's a spring switch, old school spring switch, 22 millimeter. It's fucking overly long. It's got a 510. It's not hybrid or anything. So it seems like a really big price just to have something etched with OverDose. So thinking about trying to find somebody that'll just customize a mod for me, because we were looking at custom mods that are like regulated, that have the DNA 250 and stuff in them. But that just has very little interest. I'm not very interested in that. But I would like a custom mech mod. But I don't know if there's even anything like that available.
Yeah,
like a custom tube mod?
Yeah.
Well, you could get say you get a simple and send it to somebody to laser engrave all the way around it.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, definitely.
Or you find something like that where you could have them deep engrave on the sides, and then you can get some of the resin epoxy, the black. I remember using this back in high school jewelry class, where you can take the stone. It almost looks like a stone. You put it in the fine powder, and then you mix it up into some epoxy, and it looks like the resin infill on like rings, and you could put it in there and wipe it off. I think you could clear cut it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It'd take some time, and knowing the right person with a laser engraver like that to put a nice deep etch in there,
or even going beyond etch, just totally knock like fucking carve holes in it. You know what I mean? So it's just open lettering, so you can see the battery and stuff. I was thinking about that because of the McLovin mod, because it's totally open. It's got so much. It's got less metal than any mod I've ever seen. So I mean, they really wouldn't affect it that much just to have OverDose straight holes knocked in it. It says OverDose. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
Does the McLovin have vent holes?
I think that's not an issue. I'm really excited about the McLovin. It's probably like the least popular of the Comp Life mods.
Yeah.
Just because it's got hearts on it. I think that guys are afraid to admit that they love anything in the world, but
I don't know too many women that would sport it either.
Just wait, because I'm going to sport the fuck out of it. I'm getting pink batteries to put in it and everything.
No, I would too if it was that.
We actually got. They have custom battery wraps. Of course they do. Comp Life sells custom battery wraps with their little logo on it, so we got one of those.
I got you 4 of them.
Oh, good. I'll change all my batteries over then.
Oh, she went all in.
Because right now I'm rocking fucking the Hulk and dollar bills.
Yeah.
which is kind of gay, so to be totally honest. And not in a gay way, but just like in a gay way. So talked about the Comp Life, talked about the Manhattan custom mech mods. So Yeti, I had a question for you specifically. I was thinking, like, if Yeti was going to buy coils from someone, now I know that's crazy because you don't need to buy coils from anybody, but if you were going to buy coils from somebody, who would you buy them from?
I've bought coils from quite a few people, actually.
Just to see what they're doing and shit?
Well, no, just to support. Okay. Miles, I was the first. I'm proud to say I was the first customer on Miles of Wire.
I have also purchased coils from Miles.
Yeah, I bought from him. Bought from Saturation Station. I bought from all kinds of people.
Saturation seems to be pretty popular. So
yeah, apart from a lot of people, a lot of the the up and comer builders, just to kind of support them, to get their name out there, and usually when you're usually starting that, you're kind of hurting for money anyways, because wire is not cheap. Well, I mean, it is cheap, but it's not when you got to buy it in the amounts that you have to buy it in order to make a business out of it. You can't buy 50 foot rolls or 100-foot rolls. That's that just won't work.
Yep.
But yeah, just people that have a decent reputation, and if I look at their like their Instagram and see that they put out some decent work, C4 Endgame.
C4, I was just thinking
Freddie.
C4. Yeah, Freddie, definitely. Yeah.
Freddie. Yeah, just a lot of the people that we all know in the community. I would never, ever buy from any China mass-produced place like Demon Killer or.
I bought like a long time ago. I bought the Demon Killer, and they were so cheap, and like I don't know, it was horrible.
The quality of the wire they use just isn't.
It was so soft. Like the coils were so soft.
Yeah, it's
springy.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's all junk. It's junk. It's like B or C grade metal, and it's never washed. I mean, now there is the Coilology coils. I have looked at several of those, and those are decent. Actually, they're pretty damn good. Mass produced coils. Those are pretty good coils.
Yeah.
There
is such a thing as well-made, machine-made coils. You just have to use good. It's just like juice. You have to use good ingredients. Got to put good wire into that machine. Now I can tell the fucking difference in a machine-made coil and a hand-made coil. It's not even close.
I can tell just by looking at them.
Exactly.
You don't even have to put them in an atomizer, and you can tell.
No.
That was the thing. Like when I started really, really getting involved in coils and stuff. This is way before Yeti wire, of course. I bought a bunch of those pre-made coils, a shitload of the Geek Vape. I mean, just all of them that was putting out those pre-made, Claptons, Infused this and all that, and none of them were what they said they were. I mean, the only ones that were the fused Claptons or just the single core Claptons. Yeah. That's the only one that they got right. And the aliens, they had like, a millimeter gap in between each alien. It was they're pretty bad, but not just that. The how dirty they were is what turned me off. Every single one of them were filthy. I mean, just disgustingly dirty. And that's one of the things that helped me get into coils, into making coils.
I will say one thing is that we recently bought, when Maria bought her Bonza, they offered her a set of aliens from Geek Vape for like $1 or some shit. So she got them, and they were actually not that bad.
Yeah, it was
but I think, but you're right. I think that, especially talking 6 months to a year ago, they weren't even. You would buy aliens from Chinese vendor, and they weren't aliens at all. They just they didn't have any of the things that make an alien. They were just Claptons. Sometimes they might be 3-core Claptons or something, but it's still just a Clapton. So they are getting better, I think, but I still would. It's hard for me to justify buying a Chinese coil, just because I know that the wire is not of a sufficient quality, and 1,000 other things. There's just problems with them and shit. So,
well, that was kind of the thing that, and we went through this the other day here at the house. Somebody bought a clone mod, and they brought it to me to have it built, and it came with a little baggie of pre-made coils. They were asking me, they're like, "Aren't these the things I put in?" Because they're new, and I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of what I'm putting in it." And I was like, "Do you want me to put these in it?" they're like, "Well, no, I want some of your coils." I was like, "Okay." I was like, anytime you see these, just throw them away. They're like, "Well," I'm like, "Well, these are made in China, And for one, they don't tell you what metal it is. That's number one to me.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a doozy.
Yep,
you know,
that's scary. Yeah.
Two, it's made on a machine, which usually means there's going to be oils and stuff like that.
Yep.
And just going on the experience I had, they're never washed.
Yeah.
And three, chances are, it was some little Chinese guy, just came out of the bathroom and scooped them all up out of the bin, and threw them in a bucket. It's like, you don't know if he washed his hands or just got through wiping his nose. I mean,
so true.
Just don't quit sending those coils, China.
And Kenny B just said something that's so true. He said that the China coils do not last, just shit metal, and that's the problem. That's why I would never recommend them to anybody, because it's just, if I put a set of Yeti wire, like if I put Goon Food, which I have in an RDA right now, that Goon Food fucking coil is gonna last for literally a month until I just get fucking tired of it and fucking ditch it for something else. It will last and last and last and last. It's just good fucking workmanship, craftsmanship. So it's just a huge difference.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know what I do with those? Like anything from Miles or Yeti or Big Boy. If I had them in there for a while and I just want to switch them out, I'll go ahead and do the Yeti trick you told me once of just letting them soak in some vodka for a little bit. Nice little alcohol bath. And then I'll let them dry out, and then I'll put them back in a case like this, and I'll mark on the case what addy they came out of. That way, if I want to go ahead and use them again, I can just go ahead and pop them in the same addy. They're cut just right. Just pop them in and go again with them and see if
that's a good idea.
They work again. I'm just, when you're on a budget, sometimes if you catalog this and go, oh, they probably got some life left in them, but I want to try these aliens that I just got in from Clean as Fuck or whatever. Yeah. So go ahead and mark them, and if you clean them up good, keep them nice and dry, put them back in a package like that, you could use them again.
I used the ones that came with the Nudge because they were built for the Nudge, and Nudge has a real specific deck design where you have to have the leads going in opposite directions. And I just didn't have any coils made that were set up for that, and so I just threw those in there, and burned them off like a motherfucker and washed them and all that shit. But like I said, it's just they were made for that device. Not that they were good coils, because they weren't, but it's just
I can let y'all in on a little secret. I mean, most people know it, but if you take care of your coils, like any of the coils that I make, if you take good care of them, wire brush them, quench them, do the glow them and quench them in water, and brush them, those things will last months.
Months, yeah.
They'll last longer than a month. They'll last for multiple months.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is that they will last as long as you take care of them. I just get bored with builds, and so I just change shit out. That's just how I've always been like that. But you're right. Like especially when you first get them, if you burn them off and then quench them in cold water, that really tightens up that metal and strengthens it. And they'll be hard as a fucking rock. And they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're just not going anywhere. So I'll use a set of coils. If I really like a set of coils, I will use them like if it's a Clapton until the fucking Clapton wire starts to pop. And then it's like, okay, now I know it's time to fucking change these things.
Well, same thing. I got some of the 10 rep series for using with this from Yeti. I was using them, change out cotton, flavor testing and everything like that. And the other last week, one of the legs just started. It was the only thing that was glowing right away, and I kept pinching them. And I'm like, no, I don't have any other ones. So I had to quick put an order in. And as soon as I got, all right, yeah, I can go back to series again.
That's the one thing that sucks about series coils is, and some people don't even know that though, is when you're tuning them, when you're getting them, when you're glowing them and getting them seated in, you really need to do it on a lower wattage, like a single tube or even a regulated device, because if you're glowing it on 8 volts, you're probably going to pop a lead.
Especially depending on the metal. Like if you're using nichrome, it's fucking gone. You might as well just fucking kiss it goodbye.
Stainless is worse.
Yeah, because you're just gonna melt those fuckers right to the deck.
I Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say I had a guy bought some of my series coils from me, and he emailed me and said, "Man, you know, what's going on?" Or he was asking me like what kind of metal I use. I said, "I told it says in the description whatever you ordered, it says what it's made with." And he said, "As soon as I put these in, one of the legs popped." And I was asking him. I said, "Well, what was you glowing it on?" And he said, "You know, it was a series device." I was like, "Well, that's your problem. You can't run 8 volts through a brand new coil. You know, it's got to be tuned up before you can do that. You can't run max wattage or max voltage through any coil, even a 4.2. Luckily, 4.2 or 4, whatever, is just low enough. It's under the threshold of most coils that it won't instantly pop it.
How many fucking legs? How many legs have we popped, man?
Exactly.
Hundreds, especially in series mods. You fucking throw it in there and just pop it. Luckily, we make a lot of our own coils, and so I mean, it's if you make your own coils, it's less of a tragedy than if you're buying expensive coils and shit. And somebody up in just to finish off the coil conversation, somebody was talking about M.Turk, and in the past, I've said incorrectly. I've lumped him in with a lot of other people. Like with, Blue Eyed Goon and Dude and all those guys, Squid Dude, and with Twisted Messes, where I said, these guys don't make all their own coils. Now, M.Turk makes his fucking coils. I was wrong about that. The motherfucker makes them. He makes thousands of those fucking things. I watched his Instagram feed.
Yep.
I just recently started following him. He does. He makes them. And he has a fucking process to mass produce those motherfuckers. And he does. And so, and they said, he's way overpriced. Really, when you're buying coils from M.Turk, you're just kind of supporting him as an artist more than anything else. You're not getting a good value. You're just not getting a good value. But if you want to support somebody who's kind of like at the forefront of, or at least at one time was at the forefront of coil making, that's kind of why you do it,
Me and my wife literally just had this conversation yesterday. Because she was complaining, like, how come we're not rich, selling coils? Well, first of all, have you seen my prices? But back in the day, back before Instagram, was 50% coil builders.
Yeah.
Back in the day when it was like Twisted Messes, Squid Dude, M.Turk, there was just a select few coil builders out there, very few. Those guys set the prices. Those guys set the prices at whatever it was, $20 a set, usually $20, $25 for a set of fused Claptons. And I'm not exaggerating. You can go check. They set the prices, and then they also got the business right then. Everybody went to them. They loved them, and they're still buying from them to this day.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They haven't changed their prices because all those people that were buying from them 4 years ago are still buying from them today, and even more so too. It's the newer generation that's come up behind them that they've learned all the tricks. And I don't want to say undercutting because it's not. I don't think it's undercutting. It's kind of like opposite of supply and demand. It's just. You put this much work into it, and your stock costs this much. Put this much work into it, and then here you go. It's really not $20 for a set of fused Claptons.
It's easy for those guys to do it based on name recognition. Exactly. Whereas if you're a normal fucking coil builder and you just want to sell coils, you gotta lower your price.
Right. If I were to go out there and tell somebody, this set of fused Claptons is $20, they'd laugh in my fucking face.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just the same for that's just how it is. And here's the thing: it's like
there's nothing wrong with it.
When e-liquid, when I first started vaping, a 30 ml bottle of e-liquid was $27. Okay, and then Charlie Noble came along and they started selling 60 ml bottles for $20. Right? They've been selling 60 ml bottles for $20 for so long. But like at that time, that was straight revolutionary because nobody did that. Absolutely nobody. I think their 30 ml bottle was like $13.99. That was like nobody fucking knew. Nobody knew what to do with that. Everybody like thought it was like a lower grade product. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried Charlie Noble. This shit's amazing. It's the same thing. They were not spending that much to produce it. and people were starting to vape more e-liquid because of higher wattage devices. So it's like we have to supply people what they need, and we cannot charge these prices. It's not sustainable. And it's the same with fucking coils. People want more coils to go in their mech mods, to go in their high watt devices, and they absolutely will not spend $20 for a pair of Fuse Claptons when they can get it anywhere else for half that fucking price.
Yeah, and I think getting back to M-Turk, I think the nice thing about it is that he has got to be such an open book. With all the times he goes live on Instagram, he shows you that he's making them. You know, you see him twisting up, and you see the work that he puts in. And also, the cool thing is, you go to his site now, any new Addy that comes out, he definitely usually has it on his site. And you can buy it loaded up. So as soon as you get it, you know that you can just put it on your mod and drop some e-liquid on it, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool feature of,
yeah.
Oh, you want the Twisted Message 24 Pro? You want a set of coils in there and some cotton ready to go? Yeah, here we go.
I like him a lot. I do. I would never buy a pair of coils just because it's, to me, that's just fucking crazy. But I do really like him as a person. I think that he is, like you said, he's an open book. So,
yeah, I got a lot of respect for him.
Me too. You know, he's also a recovering addict. Got a lot of love for that. He's very open about that kind of stuff. I think that's so big in our community because there's so many of us in the vape community that are recovering addicts, and I think it's so fucking big, you know, to just share that and so we can all do that stuff together.
Since we're talking about M-Turk and recovery, I just want to do a real quick thing. Be sure to watch March 17th, Drop the Shame. That's all I'm going to say.
Drop the Shame?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me and Scott's recovery show, addiction recovery show.
Wow. Awesome.
Inaugural show was last night with Nick Devine.
How did I not see that?
I guess you're not subscribed to me.
I definitely am subscribed to you. Thank you very much.
Or you don't watch my Instagram because I posted it all week long.
Fucking, I guess I'm just not getting notifications. Is that the Hope thing that you were showing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just breezed through it. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then the shot on the YouTube, the freaking picture was addiction in Scrabble letters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, that was a great show, and it's awesome that you're going to have him on there on March 17th, but I'll have to watch it on the replay because March 17th at that time, I will be having a St. Patrick's Day party. And
definitely not celebrating recovery.
Not celebrating recovery that night. I'll definitely celebrate it the next day when I'm recovering myself too. So
that's a different kind of recovery.
Yeah.
This is what recovery gets you. It gets you big holes in your mouth where you used to have teeth. So, well, that's what addiction gets you. Yeah, I don't drink a lot. St. Patrick's Day, I'm definitely probably going to have a few beers. It's just because that's just what I did. But I tell you what, me and Panda did go out on. We were both stir crazy. Been in the house too much. It's winter time here. It's rainy and shitty. So we went out on Friday night.
Yeah.
And we had a really good time. It was fucking awesome.
Cool. It's good to get out every now and then. I don't like going out. I'm a very antisocial person. I'm also extremely agoraphobic.
Yeah, that's how I am. He had to like me to go basically pull me out the house.
She's got some social anxiety and agoraphobia, and so we don't get to go out a lot. But if we go out at night, a lot of times it's easier because there's not as many people out. And so
this is my socializing.
And alcohol helps a lot.
Celebrate recovery. Alcohol helps a lot.
It does help with the agoraphobia and everything when you're under the influence.
All you kids out there suffering from agoraphobia,
just get drunk.
Just get drunk. We're such good influences. Okay, so I wanted to touch on one thing. I don't know how long we've been on here. We're getting close. So I saw a fucking Cosmic Fog e-liquid in Walgreens the other day.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're going mainstream. We're going fucking mainstream, dude. We've been talking a lot for a while about the stuff that they have in Walgreens and Walmart. They have, I forget the name of the company, but there's like a line of e-liquids they sell. They're in glass bottles. I even watched a review on one on the Moon Milk, and the guy said it was good, which I kind of expected it would be at least okay. But now to see Cosmic Fog, and not just in pods, literally glass bottles of Cosmic Fog in the cigarette section at Walgreens, it just blew my fucking mind. And so, because Cosmic Fog is a long-standing, not a big fan of a lot of their liquids, but a long-standing company. They've been around for a long time. And so that's huge. I mean, to have a market share in Walgreens across the country, that's millions of dollars. We're not talking thousands of dollars, we're talking millions of dollars. And so it's pretty amazing. I'm conflicted to see them in the cigarette section, but it's always a good thing to get more exposure. And so it's a start. It's a start. It really is.
But then when you think about it, okay, so the dude's going through the checkout aisle, and let's say he did give vaping a couple tries, and he's standing there at Walgreens, and now he sees that Cosmic Fog's there. Maybe it may spur him to go and say, yeah, maybe I should give that another shot.
Yep.
You know?
They have a 30-watt mod with a 0.5 ohm sub-ohm tank there you can get for less than $50. And you can get a bottle of Cosmic Fog, and you could be vaping at Walgreens in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Giving your coil enough time to prime up, and you're vaping. And I think you're totally right. That if somebody really wants to quit smoking, and they're like, maybe they're intimidated to go in vape shops, maybe they're just intimidated to shop online, they just don't know enough, they can be having a semi-decent vaping experience right now. And I just love that. I love the fact that it's getting a little bit more known, so, a little bit more out there.
That's all it takes.
We were watching a show, Panda's watching this show, Girls, on HBO, and it's pretty hardcore. But the thing that I liked about it is the fact that it's like a porno. Is that one of the girls is like, oh, I'm vaping a space cigarette or something, and she's like, it's an electronic cigarette, and I'm like, oh shit, it's everywhere. It's like in media, it's at Walgreens, so just really happy to see that.
You have seen it in the Foo Fighter videos, right?
I don't watch Foo Fighter videos.
They're working in there. They had one where it takes place in a nursing home, and all the nursing home, all the residents are not taking their meds, and they all woke up and they all stormed out of the place, and they made it look really bad, like some bad hipster and beat up car is in there with his buddies vaping, and the old guy goes and grabs it out of his hand, takes a rip, and blows right in his face, and they like jump on top of his car or smashing it, and
old people.
It's freaking awesome.
Fucking old people always smashing up the car, stealing my e-cig. Sad note, I literally just ran out of antidote right now from Mexos. I'm falling back in love with Mexos. This shit is really good. If you haven't had a chance to try Mexos, go check them out. Their shipping is a little bit unusual in that there's just a base price. There's only one type of shipping.
Yeah, they ship really fast.
It was really fast, yeah. And if you buy a bunch of like 120s, it's still the same as if you bought 130 ml bottles. So it's good. It just make a big order if you're going to do it. Okay, and then another thing I wanted to, talking about vaping and mainstream, I was listening to AM radio because I'm a super old person who listens to AM talk radio.
I love AM radio.
Me too, because we're old, and that's just why. And so I was listening to Dr. Drew. I'm sure everybody knows Dr. Drew from Loveline and all that shit. He's a pretty right-wing guy in all reality, so I don't really agree with him on a lot of things. But he was talking about how he somehow vaping came up, and he goes, I don't see how it got involved in the cigarette debate. He was saying it's so obvious that vaping is thousands of times safer than smoking, and I just don't see how we got to where we're at, where the FDA and everybody's trying to take vaping out. And so it just kind of like made me think like, who is our advocates? You know, like who is allied to vaping? And it's like I'm a really left-leaning guy. I'm like super left politically, but it just seems like the left is not an ally of vaping in a lot of ways. Like politicians on the left are like the ones pushing for regulation more on vaping than anything. And so it just made me, you know, like who's our allies? You know, some doctors, but like why are some doctors on board, some doctors aren't?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I think I know why. It's because whose pocket they're in. Some doctors, you know, they have the FDA, you know's best interest at heart. Some people, you know, they're working for pharma. You know, a lot of them, you know, pharma pays them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I guess in big pharma it's just that these are the same people who own big tobacco. It's just there's like so few major corporations anymore. They're all so together now. I guess they all have a fucking penny to be made in cigarettes, and so it's.
Well, and also again, you know, it's like I said the other day, with our healthcare, you know, it's not really much of a healthcare system. I guess I should say our insurance system. Since we do not have socialized healthcare, it's more profitable for the government to keep us sick.
Yep,
to
absolutely.
keep us sick and to make sure that we die, because the only way that they can make money is with sick people and dying people.
Yep.
Because if you've buried anybody recently, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. How much it costs to put somebody in the ground or to even burn them.
Yep.
It's extremely expensive, and it's getting more expensive every year. But that's not even counting, you know, just being sick. You know, some people with cancer or not even just diabetes. Just, you know, something that you got to deal with on a daily basis. You know, that's how they make money. I mean, if it's socialized, when the government's paying for it, they'll want you to be healthy because that's less times you have to go to the doctor. That's less medicine you're going to need, you know, so they don't have as big of a budget to pay for.
I'm going to tell you right now that single payer healthcare is the only way we get out of this. Is the government is our insurance agent. That's the only way we get out of this. And, you know, of course, taxes would go up a little bit to pay for healthcare for everybody, but you would save so much fucking money in insurance premiums and healthcare costs and deductibles. It's like not even close. We would save so fucking much. And so remember that in the next presidential election, if Bernie Sanders runs, he's the only motherfucker who promised that's his whole thing. He's going to do socialized medicine. And so please remember that, you guys. It's it's so important. So Saturation Station stopping by. Hello, everybody. TC Bates. We were just talking about you, Saturation Station. His ears were burning, so he had to come and fucking play. Okay, so I have a couple of coils to show, and then we're gonna get done with this show. That's a nice mod, Descendant. How do you like it?
It's the Outlaw. It's the 2700.
You like it?
It's nice.
Yeah, good. They better put out a good fucking product after the V3 fucking was such garbage, and the Squonk fucking box was such fucking garbage.
Yep. Yeah, Rig has lost my attention.
Well, and I've heard good things about the what's it called? The number 42 RDA. Is that what it's called?
41.
41.
Yeah.
Panda's not a big fan of a rig mod.
No, you disappointed me.
Yeah, I was. Ray is kind of inspiring me to think about that one.
I want the Outlaw Descendant. Yeah, I really do want it.
The button's nice. You know, you got your regular cap on top. This is all one piece. So, you know, that's the button or the battery, but it's nice. You can put anything you want on it. I
want it.
It's really nice. I heard these Dragon scale. I didn't know this. This one's actually on loan to me. So, but I didn't know that the Dragon scale, each pattern of the Dragon scale is unique.
Yeah.
They don't just line something up and
No.
take it across. It's each pattern is different, so it's kind of
But the fucking premium you pay for those dragon scales as compared to the normal fucking paint is fucking crazy. So
yeah.
No. It's like the cotton candies and the dragon scales are like $100 more, and it's fucking crazy. So
yeah.
Anyways. All right. Okay. Yeah. Screen sharing here. Sharing screen. Oh, so I wanted to address a question. So somebody asked.
Just a second before you screen share. Let me present you so that we don't have to resize anything. There you go.
All right. So somebody asked about Josh, and there's nothing to tell. I know it seems crazy because Josh hasn't been on in like months on the show, but there's really no bad blood. There's no update to be had. It's just Josh is working a different schedule than I am. He works on some weekends. That's when we would record. He lives 2 hours away. It's just shit is just not happening for us to get together to film. So it's not like there's this big falling out. There's no, like I said, there's no bad blood. I fucking love him. He's my best friend. So there's like nothing there. It's just we can't get together. So, that's it. That's it. Everybody asks about it, and I'm trying to tell it. Okay, so this is coming from Tyler. He sent us a picture of his build station, which I asked people to send their build stations like a while ago, and nobody ever did. But he did, and here's his build station. Homemade, which I love, absolutely love. And he needs a bigger vape mat, but besides that, I think it's looking fucking slick. What's this spin it? That's a type of swivel system?
Yeah. It's like a spin LT.
Nice.
Yeah. Get, Budgie. You're not being on camera right now.
Yes, get him on or her on. We need some cuteness. And here's another view of Tyler's build session. We need some more cuteness, okay? How about that? I actually really like this because it's homemade. I'm all into homemade stuff. Excellent. And then here's a pair of coils he made at his build station.
And it looks like he's got it set up to where he can take it off the bench, like if he's not building.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just this is like on his kitchen counter.
Yeah, it looks like just a piece of plywood, everything's screwed onto. Oh, yeah, see?
Yep. Yeah, he can just move it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yep, I love it. I think it's awesome. What is that wire there besides just the lightning vapes? What's that other one?
KB.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
You never heard of KB wire?
No, never heard of it.
Oh.
I've heard of, lightning vapes. I've heard of kidney puncher, twisted messes. That's about it. You know that fucking, there's another thing about what's his name?
Looks like that.
M. Turk. He uses fucking twisted messes wire.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's fucking pricey.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Fuck it, I couldn't do it. Too rich for my blood. Okay, and here we have some coils from Yeti.
What are you grunting for?
Nice.
So nice. What's going on there? How many fucking cores does that have?
I see some pube.
Yeah, we got a pube. Pulling a Travis.
That's just a frame staple Suka that I've just clapped into the Suka.
How many cores?
I think there's 7.
Yeah, there's a lot.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7.
And then the frame, and then the Suka.
Yeah, the frame, and then that's a 0.4 piece of ribbon that I wrapped with 40 gauge.
Wow. What's the ramp up time on that like?
It wasn't too bad. It's about like a regular frame stable.
Okay. So me and if people don't know, me and Panda just recently got some coils from Yeti, and we've been so fucking happy with them. If you guys haven't tried Yeti's coils, you really got to do yourself a favor and go over to www.yetiwire.com. Man, your frames, the fuse Clapton frame staple is like my favorite fucking build of all time, and I hate building it. And so just having you build it, it just makes everything so much easier. Nice barrel shot. I don't think I've ever seen anybody clapped in the Suka wire before. It's really interesting.
I heard if you want that exact coil, all you have to do is like select the cheapest $8 coil and then put in the notes that you want the clapped in Suka.
You were told wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's inaccurate information.
And here we go. There's a back shot of it. And then more pubes. We got double pubes.
That's fucking cotton.
Sure it is, buddy. Sure it is.
You know it's not pubes because it's not gray.
It looks pretty gray.
It is gray.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Gray.
Oh, shit, maybe it is.
It's definitely pubes. Let's zoom in on it.
That's extra rage right there.
Let's zoom in on the pube. Oh, yeah, that is hair. That is not cotton, my friend.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're back. That was definitely pubic hair, if you guys didn't know. That's Yeti pubic hair.
It's a bit extra flavor.
Yeah. Get a little bit of Yeti in every coil. Okay, I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? We're right at 8 o'clock, so keep it quick.
I'll keep it quick. Since I haven't been on the show over here for a little bit, I know
it's been a long time.
Dumped my live shows into the OverDose Vapes group, but I do have some kind of cool shows happening on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where if you ever wanted to just chat with the guy on the camera, come on over. I do Vape Break at 3 o'clock Central on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's an hour long. And basically all I do is I get all you guys in there, and then I jump in the chat and we just talk out loud. I put the chat on screen so people with the replay can watch it, and we just have a couple topics, and then we have some Q&A. And you know, the best thing about it is I got a scene all set up for Googling stuff. So if we can't find out the answer from people in chat, I know Freddie's been over there a number of times where we got some coil questions, and he's told some great advice in the chat, and like maybe we're not finding the mod in different places. I give some hints on how I find stuff. I use with Vape Crawler and stuff like that. And we just look up the stuff live. Sometimes we get some great topics, and we gotta cut it short because 4 o'clock comes. But on Thursdays, we always leave some time at the end of the show for a 10-minute Vape Your Face Off. Anybody in chat gets a link in there. And last time I did that, I had close to 20 people in there just vaping their face off. It was great. So
nice.
It's in the middle of the day, so I know there are a number of our people in the community that don't have anything to do during the day. Maybe they work a night shift, so they can't see their night shows that we usually do. So it's a little bit off the norm. So check that out if you want to.
Absolutely.
You can watch it if you want to.
Yeah,
you can watch it if you want to. And you know, also there's a couple other things I wanted to announce. So, me and Panda, we're probably going to start doing like a similar kind of thing where we're just going to do Q&As, maybe Fridays, not every Friday, but just when we feel like it. We almost did it this Friday, but we went out instead. But maybe we'll jump on, answer some questions, just do like a quick 1 hour kind of thing before Tommy does his show or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We've been thinking about it, and yeah. And also, we'll be filming the next episode of At Home with Panda Knows Vapes really, really soon. And what else? Panda's starting a new channel for fashion.
Cool.
So she's going to buy a bunch of stuff from overseas and do reviews on it. It's going to be fun.
China websites and see how like the material is, if it's worth buying, and all that stuff.
Are you gonna get some Fendi clones, some Gucci clones?
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of that shit out there.
Yeah, she just made a big order off of AliExpress, which I mean, all vapors should definitely know what AliExpress is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do different. There's a bunch of different sites, so I'm gonna do different sites each time and like buy like $100 worth of stuff and just see how it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We think it's going to be awesome, and yeah.
I think you should have Travis model
it. The world is not ready for that, I don't think. But you got a lot of fans in the audience here, Lifa. Scott loves the Vape Break.
It's fun.
Who else? Somebody else said they love this. Kenny B likes your new shows.
It's just fun with me because, you know, if you're on a show like this, you can't always be looking over a chat, catching everything. But if it's just me in the chat, I can totally move the chat right in front of where the camera is and just watch it. And we try to catch everything. We do have a cool troll over there. I wouldn't say he's a troll, but he goes by the name of Sausage Slayer, and he is always putting up some great sausage and hot dog jokes. So if you're into like dad jokes, come on over. He's awesome. It's like I'll be reading through the chat, kind of trying to read everything out loud, and then I caught myself, no, we don't need to read every one of Sausage Slayer's jokes, but I keep him in there because, you know, deep down he's got to be a great guy if he's just slinging dad jokes out there like that. So.
Oh God. Yes, awesome. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Okay, and Import Man 707 said, "Did you say Travis and lingerie? Did you get excited for a second?" No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe someday I'll have my own fashion channel because I'm a fashionista. And there's a lot of people discussing M.Turk. You know, I think we can all agree we wouldn't pay those prices, but if people will, more power to them. Good for him. Get that money, M.Turk. I think, you know, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. There could be a lot worse people making that money. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I think we're going to wrap it on up. Let me pull up Google here so I can quit the show on time this time. So it's, yeah, do it. Oh, you just did it. Okay.
Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts.